Bitcoin continues to drop just days after setting a new all-time high. I'm going to show you exactly what to watch and why I believe this is the biggest chance to enter the bone zone right now. I'm your host, Bobby Bone Zone, and you are not going to want to miss these price levels, these targets, and what is coming over the next few days. So you get to the channel, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn in these absolutely time-sensitive alerts. As well, if you're interested in any bonuses, make sure to check out the pinned comment below. And as well, we did add a frequently asked questions section over here on the website linked below. If you guys do have any questions, because this epic that is ending today and this upcoming one are both very big for the pool in terms of minting a lot of blocks, as the previous few were not good. These two are absolutely very good. So without any further ado, let's pump on in. Very big. So we're going to be taking a look at the charts and some prices. But before we do, I tweeted this early yesterday morning that over the next 48 hours, we're likely to see the baby bears give their final attempts at shaking out the weakest of the baby bulls. And I also tweeted yesterday about having limit orders that did not fill. And I came in with an update today just saying that the limit orders that I actually set 2 days ago, some of them filled, obviously, but not the biggest ones that I set at the lowest that I thought Bitcoin would go, because Bitcoin has not gone down to them just yet. So the big question is, where are these levels and what can we expect? So obviously, I think a big level people were looking for is, obviously 60K is a big level that some people are looking to hold. I personally think it's very likely we could see it drop a little bit below that over the next 2 to 3 days. And that is why I put the biggest limit orders below that level. And so I'm very interested to jump into this. At first, I just want to cover some alts. Clearly, I think that some of these top alts like ETH, ADA are just very close to breaking out. And I personally think that this is the most important part here. So the number one mistake that happens every single time one of these moves happen, sometimes multiple times per week. This just happens to be a little bit bigger of a dump, so it's a better opportunity to talk about it. This happens all of the time. And for the most part, most people make the same mistake every single time. It's almost like a rite of passage that you have to mess this up. Because what happens here is that they see the price going up, and then they get this massive urge deep inside of them to put in a long position because they think, okay, it's going up, might as well take advantage. And that very rarely works out. Shakeouts like this happen to people that long late or late longers. It happens almost every other day. It happens so often. This is a bigger example of this, okay, because clearly, maybe you were watching this for a few weeks and you decided, F it, I'm going to go long. And of course, the bigger reason why is because we just broke all-time highs. So of course, a lot more people are like, F it, let me just go long right here. That is not the smartest move, okay? That's psychologically how you lose. That's the market psychology defeating you there, okay? When you see price pumping, when you start seeing this breakout, usually that's not the best time to go long. It's such a big mistake, and that's not when you put in long positions. You put in longs in anticipation of bigger drops, and that is where your big gains come from, okay? You don't watch Bitcoin go from 50 to 60K and then put in a long at 60K. That can work out. Obviously, if you did put it in 60K, it went all the way up to 67K, but look what happened 2 days later. We're back down to 60K. So obviously that's a good example of why that's not the best place to be doing that. The best place to be hunting for amazing entries is in situations like this. And again, that is why I've put my limit orders days ago, and we still haven't even gotten down to them. I could waste so much time talking about this, but basically, to sum it up, that's the main reason like 90% of people fail at first when they're trading and trying to get good entries, or at first, or forever if they never learn to combat this. Because it's human to get a massive urge to go long when you see something pumping, and it's also natural to get a massive urge to sell when it's dropping. And if you can't reverse those two simple steps, the urge to want to buy when it's going up and the urge to want to sell when it's going down, if you can't reverse those two things, then, to put it simply, you will pretty much never be good at trading, and you will always get dumped on unless your strategy is to just buy whenever and hold for a long time. Basically, the strategy of just buying and then holding for years and years and years will work regardless of what your psychology is. Because again, that's a proven long-term strategy. You don't need to get good at trading if you just buy and plan on holding for years and years. And again, obviously that's the best strategy. Most of my portfolio, that's what I've done over the last few years. But I also do trade small amounts. But with that being said, some of my entries did fill, like I said, over the last day or so. But the majority, my biggest entries are actually right around within the $57,000 to $58,000 range. I'm not going to look at the exact price levels there, but it's within this area here, kind of down in the bone zone. And with that, I personally expect that if we do get down to this level, it's very likely that we could even wick a little bit below that. But the reason that I have my entries here is because I don't care about catching maybe the exact bottom of a dip. You know, say it comes down to here and I have my entry here and it fills and then the price keeps going down. I don't really care if it goes down a few more percent, because ultimately I'm much more concerned about at least making sure my order fills so that within a few days and whenever it starts reversing, I at least have a position for the way up. Because, you know, say I do want to do that where I decide, you know what, I think it'll probably come down to here, but it could wick all the way to down here. So I'm going to put my limit order right here. But say it comes down to this and then it barely misses it and then it goes all the way up. That feeling is horrible when you pretty much knew exactly what was going to happen, but you got a little greedy. You set the level too low, it didn't fill, and then it goes up and you have no position on the way up. So you just missed out. Ultimately then, what do people end up doing? They end up buying back in after it already pumps. And again, that's a nice way of missing out on a lot of profit. But anyway, in terms of the actual prices of Bitcoin here, I personally don't expect it to go much under 60K, if it even can at all. I personally do think we are going to see maybe another day or two, especially over this weekend, of continued just sideways trading and consolidation here. The 21-day moving average is right around 57. And again, that is why I personally have some orders right around that area. I just think, again, even though we could wick a little bit below that in a worst case scenario, I think that what we're about to do over the next week or two is absolutely blast off confirmed, okay? That is my bias. That is exactly what I think this market is headed. So again, not financial advice. This is just my opinion, but that is exactly what I'm doing. And that's what I said I was going to say in the video, was to tell you exactly what I'm doing. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on these absolutely time-sensitive alerts as well. If you're interested in bonuses, make sure to check out the pinned comment below. And as well, if you're interested in any, these are like the most asked questions, you can just check out our website there. We've given answers to them. And without any further ado, that's for me.